All right, Mr. Putin, we're going to go over some rifle stocks. You know, I got this from Fulton Armory. This is an A1 stock, and what I like about the A1 stock is that it's about 5/8 of an inch shorter, which is great if you got like heavy jacket on or something. It can get up in your shoulder better. You know, if you're using for like match grade target shooting, you know, you want that length of pull, but if you're just trying to get it up in your shoulder quick, you're better off having a little shorter stock, especially if you got heavier clothes on, because you don't need that, like I'm aiming in for, 30 seconds or a minute or something. But what I like about it, it's being a little shorter, and it has the rifle cleaning kit in a buttstock. But be that as it may, it's it was over $100 when you had the shipping. I think it was like $118. Now this is it's made in USA. Okay, it's made in USA. It's A1, but it's a stronger, not the fiberglass, original fiberglass. It's actually the high impact plastic, the same type of stuff that the A2 stock is made out of, except the A1 length. And it's USA, so I liked it. And but this one here, this is UTG, made in USA. That surprised me because it's only $50. It's a folding collapsible stock. And Mr. Rocky, how you doing there, buddy? Huh? Laying on my Confederate blanket. The anti-taxation flag. That's what I call it. Anyway, people get all political about shit. But nothing wrong with anti-taxation. That's what I call it anyway. But this thing, it's got the 6-position thing, where you freaking can move it around, and you can lengthen it, right? So you can bring it out like that. And you got 6 different positions. It seems like it's really pretty locked on there, pretty strong. You also got to install. This is for a mil-spec type lower receiver. You got to make sure if you're buying a stock, they got commercial and they got mil-spec. Now, to keep it simple, I just have all mil-spec, so that's one thing. The other thing is it uses a different. Let me unscrew this thing on the end here. It uses a different length of buffer in here versus the other one. Just gonna unscrew it. The cat's gonna go bing. There it is. So there's the spring, and there's the buffer tube. It's shorter. It's you probably can't see it as well. You see it right there. Hi. Do you see it right? It's a shorter buffer tube. So anyway, one of the things you got to watch for is, you got a different length, buffer spring for your carbine version, and you got a longer one for the A1 and A2. Actually, the A2 and A1 buffer and buffer spring are the same. The only difference is something on the end here, I think, or a spacer. Excuse me. There's a spacer in here. That's what it is. You can see the difference. Right, Mr. Rocky? There's Goldie. What are you doing down there? Anyway, he's camera shy. So you got the difference. You got to use, the shorter spring with the shorter buffer tube and the carbine version, and that's the difference. So I don't plan to be swapping these back and forth a lot. I think if I make a swap, it's going to be on there for a while. And actually, I put a 1 drop of Loctite blue on the threads when we thread this into the the receiver in the back here. So so that's pretty much kind of a semi-permanent installation. So I don't like having any chance of it going loose. But that's what you got to watch for, because you can't just be intermingling parts all the time. And that's one little deal. So, but that's only about 50. I think I got this from Cheaper Than Dirt. There's some other place out there I think selling them. They're about $50 USA. It's got very positive lock. The way this works, it doesn't have the you can't put the cleaning kit in it. That's the one disadvantage. That's one reason I kind of don't like these. But it does have the loop for the sling, and I always just like using these regular GI type slings. I don't like any stupid fancy garbage, Now, maybe if I go Western with a, you know, a Henry or something like that, had a Henry Yellow Boy and or a Marlin 1894, yeah, I'll be going with the fancier leather stuff or something. Maybe that might be the deal. But on this, I think you're just best keeping it plain Jane. The more bells and whistles you put on something, a lot of times you run into problems. I found this out from experience, man. And I can even tell you that I never owned a Glock or anything, but some people even said if we have the Glock, some of the stuff, the high-end stuff they put in them, they have problems, you know. Keep it simple, stupid, man. So it's one of the freaking things. Right, Rocky? He's on the anti-taxation flag, see? Here you go. The flag of rebellion. And the other thing is, when you're tightening it down, you have these, you have this nut on here. It's like a locking nut. Like I said, the one drop of Loctite Blue was unnecessary to put on there, but you need this special tool to tighten down that nut. Okay. It's best to use that. I mean, you could use a really dull screwdriver and kind of tap it and stuff and do that stuff if you don't have the tool, fine. But it's nice to have the armorer's tool because, you know, you can pretty much take anything off it. I actually have the headspace tool and stuff like that. Check the headspace and all that kind of garbage. So it could pretty much take anything apart on this. But you know what? These rifles last a long time. As long as you don't go, you know, to burn out the barrel or something. If you're hitting like rapid fire or something, boom, 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 you're shooting it as fast as you can with semi-automatic. Since it fires from a closed bolt position, it, you know, it heats up the barrel quick, and the faster you heat up the barrel, the faster it wears out. So, you know, but I've fired thousands and thousands and thousands of rounds through these freaking things, and they're still very, very accurate. Right, Rocky? He's a good guy. Yeah, you wouldn't believe this guy. Like, he's so calm. He's such a great cat. But if I go to pick him up, he goes spastic. He does not like to be picked up in the least. I don't know. Like, just like everything, right? But, you know, that's even like with rifles. I mean, what works for some people works for other people. Doesn't work for other people. And that's why you got options. But this for $50 is cheap. And it's good. It's good. It's a solid, strong piece. Got solid positive lock, 6 positions. It's a UTG, USA. You can see that shit right there, USA. Trying to shine a little light on there. Made in USA, right? And the other option I like, but I like this option though because of the cleaning kit, and I prefer the A1 length over A2. I like the A2 length better when you're target shooting, but if you're out and it's cold and you have a jacket on, heavy jacket, I mean, you can get the A2 up in your shoulder quick, but having a little less length on it is better. And this has got the right materials and stuff, same kind of materials, but it's not that cheap. I mean, you could buy, you know, this is like I think it's like 118 with shipping, and this was, I think, 55 with shipping. So, and you know, everything's got it in plus or minus, right? Right, Mr. Rocky? Anyway, over and out.